man. So, you know, a lot of people be asking like something like why we wasn't as big as this artist, right? Or artist, another gangster rap group or whatever it may be. What I saw from my experience, no disrespect, because I'm over the shit. You know, I'm a grown ass man. I'm over it now. It just wasn't no emphasis put on the group. Like, you know, MC8 record label gave him that love. He got promoted like a big artist. Spice One, Jive Records promoted him like a big artist. SEC, we got what we got. You feel me? And we still did good. We still did good. But it could have been so much bigger if we would have got some kind of motherfucking love. You know,
right.
If they would have put us up on a motherfucking pedestal sometime just for a couple of months or something. You feel me?
Right.
So
later on,
later
on in 94, after the In Gas We Trust, you went back to Quality to fulfill your obligations there. How did that work out? What was the plan? Was that to keep the momentum going for South Central Cartel? How did you guys decide when to record
the next albums
as Young Prodigy and Havoc? Just YouTube.
Well, I mean, I think along the way it was always that we would put out In Gas We Trust as the SEC. Then we'll turn around and we'll do Kicking Game by Havoc and Prodigy, in which Kicking Game was a big record for us. That was a big record for us. You know, that was the album that had G's on the Move on it. And yeah, that was a big one for us. You know what I mean? We just stayed working. You know, I stayed in the studio. It wasn't, I didn't take no time off. You feel me? So even if you look at Def Jam, we did In Gas We Trust in 93. I'm thinking 93. The Murder Squad album came out, which to me is a unofficial second SEC album on Def Jam. To me, that's just the way it was wrapped up and packaged, which it wasn't, but that's the way it was wrapped up and packaged. And then, bro, do you realize we didn't put out another album, official South Central Cartel album? We had one in 93 and we had one in 97. See, this is the shit. This is that bullshit. You feel me? So we very upset, very disgruntled, very pissed off, very mad. 93, 97. Because in the middle of that, they decided to do the Murder Squad joint. And they put our picture on it, packaged it up like it was our album. But we didn't get the money for it. We didn't get paid for that. That wasn't a budget that South Central Cartel got. That was a budget that Havoc the Mouthpiece got to go and do a compilation, but they packaged it up as the South Central Cartel presents the Murder Squad. So we're on the cover of it, etc. So, you know, man, when we got to that last album, All Day, Every Day, we was pretty pissed off about shit. We wasn't happy about the Def Jam shit at all.
Right.
Well, some other shit had happened. Some other fucked up shit had happened as well, you know?
Is this the point where you guys decided to get off the label? And what was those discussions like?
Yeah, that was it. You know, we didn't, you know, and if you go on the internet, it say, Def Jam dropped the group. Nigga, no, they didn't. They didn't drop us. What happened was we did All Day, Every Day. We loved that fucking record. You know, like to me, that was our best album, All Day, Every Day. And Def Jam, you know, it was a couple of political things that happened at the beginning of the release of that album. And it kind of doomed it in a way. You feel me? Once again, you know, we got to shoot a couple videos at the beginning. That's where you get All Day, Every Day and West Coast G's. That's where them two videos came from at the beginning. So we had already had those videos done. But pretty much, dude, that album out the gate, from the way I'm looking at it, was pretty much doomed. Because it was a couple of discrepancies with what the first single should be. You know what I mean? Russell wanted All Day, Every Day because it was us, it was the streets. I think Lior wanted a song called Champagne Wishes because it was a radio song.
Mm.
And, you know, Russell was doing Fat Farm. He not really day-to-day Def Jam at this point. Leor's Def Jam. You know, he's running, pulling the strings. Not that Russell can't make a phone call and make some shit move, because that's what he basically would do for us. He would just call, make a few phone calls, and then some shit that was stuck would move. You feel me? We need this. We not getting it by trying to deal with Def Jam directly. So Havoc would call Russell Simmons up, and Russell would make it move. You feel me? So that was our experience at Def Jam. But you know, nothing. You know, this the old Def Jam. I don't know what the new Def Jam doing. You know, but at that time, you know, the situation at Def Jam was what it was. It was, you know, we some West Coast cats. I don't think they really truly understood. Because even though when Warren G and Domino and the more commercial gangster shit came along, it was a more commercial gangster shit. Our shit was the streets. We not on the radio all day long. We not, you know, we not over there getting played all day on rotation. I mean, we probably could have if they would have said, play they shit. But we wasn't getting that kind of love, you know. Warren G came in. I mean, of course, Regulate was a monster. Can't front on it. But the whole Def Jam, the whole Death Row momentum behind, you know what I'm on top of the fact, and I'm gonna say invisible Death Row momentum because he was signed to Def Jam, but the whole that Death Row shit at the time was fucking massive. You know, even a little bit affiliated with that was gonna help your ass. But the song was phenomenal. On top of that, you feel me? So you give them the right song with that kind of momentum. Then on top of the fact, when they took that shit in the radio station, they was like, priority. Play this motherfucker. Now you got the bomb ass song and you priority. And then they coming in with our gangster ass shit like, nah, put this shit on the mix shows. This is real shit, bro. This is what really fucking happened. You feel me? I'm not mad. I'm just telling the truth about the shit. I'm not bashing no record labels, none of that shit. I'm just saying this is what the fuck went on. And we still was selling like a motherfucker. We still was selling records. These niggas in the streets was fucking with us. They was fucking with us, man. So it's like, you can still do it regardless, you know. But just, you know, SCC, man, the main problem with our group was, you know, we never had a manager. Never. From the beginning to the end. Mouthpiece would go in there and do his talking for the group. And then at another point, we had our lawyer, John Smith. That was the guy he was Ace lawyer as well. He was doing a lot of talking for the group, but we never had an official lawyer. So when the shit went down between Havoc the Mouthpiece and Russell Simmons, and Havoc wasn't in the group no more, that's why All Day Every Day you only see me and Havoc the Rhyme Son on the cover. Because at that point, Havoc the Mouthpiece wasn't even in the group no more. He was gone. You feel me? So at that point in time was when we needed a manager. At that point in time, we needed a manager because everything fell into my lap. I'm the motherfucking producer, bruh. I don't know nothing about calling Def Jam and who do I call to do this and what person do that. Man, I didn't know none of that shit. I'm not a dumb motherfucker, but I didn't know this business. I know how to go in the studio and make a motherfucking record. I do that. I know how to do that. But bruh, I'm not who do I call? Who do I call? You know what I mean? I remember being on a Def Jam conference call because I had to do it. Havoc not there doing it. Havoc would be doing this shit. But he wasn't there no more, so I had to do it. I don't even know if Havoc know this shit. You know what I mean? I'm on the phone with Def Jam for the All Day Every Day project. Record doing great. They put out All Day Every Day. People love that shit. It's doing well, right? It's time for the next single, though, right? It's time for the elevated now, you know? So we on the phone with a few other nationwide, the promo team, And they like, man, it's doing good, it's doing good, it's doing good. All positive. Then somebody say, man, if we put out Champagne Wishes now, fucking album gonna go gold. Cause that was the radio joint. Havoc the Rhyme Son produced Champagne Wishes, by the way. I didn't produce that. Havoc the Rhyme Son produced that. And so I'm hyped now. I'm like, oh shit. They say all we gotta do is put out Champagne Wishes. Shit is a go, right? Bruh. I'm on the phone with a few people and Kevin Lyles. So when the whole fucking conversation ends, I'm like, Kevin, who do I gotta talk to? We gotta do this Champagne Wishes shit. Kevin Lyles like, I'm the guy. Do you see a video for Champagne Wishes? You feel me? This is the kind of shit that we ended up dealing with, bruh. And I ain't gonna put nobody on blast. I'm saying this is what the fuck really happened. Now, for a few years after the fact, and in Leor Cohen's defense, when it all went down and the shit was over and we was pissed off and disgruntled and mad and angry and really wanted to kick the shit out of somebody, but we didn't do that. We had a meeting with Leor and he was like, man, we just want to do the next album. We just want to leave that all day, every day behind y'all. We gonna give y'all a budget to go do the next SCC album. We didn't know the business, bro. We pissed off, mad, angry. We in our feelings and we was like, nah. Just let us go. Now, when that was said, Leor was like, you sure? He knew exactly we was fucking up. He knew we was fucking up, right? Because we was in our feelings. Now, a manager would have been able to talk to us and calm us the fuck down and be like, look, man, let's just do this one more album and see what happens before you motherfuckers let go of a major record deal. But we were so pissed off and in our feelings and didn't have that guidance that we should have had, that a motherfucking manager would have provided to us. And that shit, we ended up telling them, nah, man, just let us walk. But we was, not that we didn't have a good reason to feel that way. We did have a motherfucking valid reason because there's a lot of other shit that was going on as well. That probably would have ended up fucking up the next album as well because some of them politics, bruh. Some of them politics that was going on behind the scenes, some of that shit that you really don't want to really get all off into, you know what I mean, in public, was going on too. It was a lot of shit going on, bruh, that wasn't conducive to our being successful over there. You know what I mean? Even though we had some success.
Right.
And I definitely appreciate Def Jam for giving us that shot because they made us a little bit bigger than what we was for sure. And guys, they gave us a whole lot of money. I mean, they gave us I got a lot of money up out of their asses. They paid me good. I can't front.
How hard or difficult was it to get off the label? Was it a mutual agreement or
easy, bruh? Fucking easy. When we went in there, because like I said, we hadn't put out an album in some years. All day, every day was doing under what it should have been doing. You feel me? Because it wasn't being promoted, really. We had a video out. That was about it. When we told Leor, man, we just want to go ahead on, he was like, all right, if y'all sure. He definitely offered us, though, another album. He offered us another album. So it wasn't no Def Jam just dropped the group because they album did sell. No. The group went in there and said, man, just let us walk. And Leor being a good guy, let us walk. And then Russell called me afterwards on the phone. It was like, man, my bad, Prod. That shit went the way it went. Russell called me, give him his props. I give him that. I give him that, man. It wasn't all fucked up like that. You feel me? Russell Simmons called me directly on my phone. I used to talk to Russell all the time on the phone. He used to call me all the motherfucking time. You know what I mean? I ain't talked to him in a while now, but he used to call me all the fucking time. He used to love Young Pride. And Young Pride and them shit, Young Pride had a deal with Def Jam. 2 fucking deals with Def Jam. All of that shit, dead. When SCC was gone, everything that we had that was attached to Def Jam was gone. It was the whole situation, man.
After that situation went left, where does Young Prodigy find itself at this point?
Man, Young Prodigy basically became a member of the SEC. Now,
No, I'm sorry. I'm calling you
Big
Young as a
Prodigy.
youngster, Big
Big Prodigy.
Prodigy. Yeah.
Okay. For a couple of years there, man, nothing. You know, I had to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because after that, Havoc the Rhyme Son moved to the Bay. Something happened with Havoc the Mouthpiece. I think he ended up fucked up in jail or something. Something went down with him. He had ended up doing some time. A few years or some shit. So here I am trying to figure it out. You feel me? So I had a couple of years there, man, where I didn't really do much of shit. So I'm going to say circa like 99, 2000, I got back on. You know, I woke the fuck up from the slumber, you know, and I started doing, matter of fact, Habit came back around. And we ended up doing Concrete Jungle. We did the album called Concrete Jungle. That's when Habit came back. We did South Central Cartel album Concrete Jungle. Havoc the Rhyme Son wasn't on that. It was me and Young Pride. That's when Young Pride stepped in as the lead rapper in the SEC. On Concrete Jungle is when Young Pride officially became a member. He already was basically a member on All Day Every Day because he was on quite a few of those songs. But Concrete Jungle is when we started the South Central Cartel with mostly me and my brother. And we did several albums through the 2000s.
Right. You took the independent route. Were any of the major labels looking at you at this time, or were you over the whole major label?
We gonna need 2 more hours for that shit. That's more drama, man. It was a lot of shit, bruh. You know, all I'm gonna say is, after the fact, I did go into a couple of major companies and had some great meetings while I was there. You feel me? But it's one of them situations where you sitting in Hollywood Records or something, and they love your shit. Motherfucking everybody coming in there like, man, who is that? What is that? You know, loving it. But when you leave, you know, they start making them phone calls. Man, what's up with the SEC, man? And I think, dude, and don't quote, you know, I'm saying this shit here, man, because I'm gonna say I don't know for a fact, but I think that it was a situation with the group, maybe with Havoc, the Mouthpiece, more so than the SEC, but niggas was blackballed, bro. Like, it was bad shit being said about, I think it was more Havoc than the SEC. But you know that old guilty by affiliation shit? Some shit like that was going on. Havoc say he don't believe that's the case. And I mean, like I said, the reason I'm thinking that is because every time I would go in a meeting, the first thing they would ask me was, y'all still, is Havoc still in the group? You know what I mean? That would be the first motherfucking question. And it always baffled me that they would ask that shit. But this, you know, in hindsight, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So we just decided to do it or start doing our own shit, man. You know? And, you know, that's what kind of gave off. If it weren't for that, I think if it wasn't for that, for me just doing the street shit, the underground shit, SEC probably would be a hell of a memory. You know, I think that's the shit that kept us floating on the streets in the underground all these years, bro. Because we still going and doing shows overseas, and you know, doing even here in the United States, we still getting some decent shows here and there. So you know, that shit definitely did what it needed to do. It kept us in the mix. You know what I mean?
Right. Like you said, you released a whole slew of projects throughout the 2000s. What are some of your favorites, and catch us up to what you're currently working on?
Man, I think out of all those albums, man, I like
I can list a few of them. We have the right to remain violent.
I love that shit. I love that shit. That was the first one I did by myself, I think. Concrete Jungle was with Havoc the Mouthpiece. Everything after that, it was just me and my brother and LV doing them. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So I love We Have the Right to Remain Violent. That album, you know, I did all right with that shit too. You know what I mean? For me, that was my first time doing everything myself. You feel me? And I was learning. You know, I'm a learning process. You feel me? I like that one, and I like another one that I like a lot was name some more you got over there.
South Central Hella.
Oh, I like South Central LA. I like that. That's another one. Cause it got the same cover as We Had a Right to Remain Violent. People was getting confused about that shit. But yeah, I like that one.
Random Violence.
I like Random Violence, bruh. Cause this is all street shit. We just own these albums, no fucking, you know, we just talking shit on these joints, man. And it's the shit is raw as fuck. The shit's raw. I like Random Violence, man. What you did another one is what, West Direction?
West Direction, yep.
Yeah, I like that one.
2005.
I don't like that one as much. I don't like that one as much. You know what I mean? I did that one in conjunction with my then lawyer John Smith, and you know, that was one of them situations where we did the album and he didn't put it out for years. You know, so by the time he got ready to put the album out, I didn't like it no more. I was like, man, don't put that out. You know, we want to redo that shit. Because to me, it's old now. But he went and put it out anyway. And, you know, it wasn't one of my favorite joints.
What about the Big Willie and Big Prodigy EP?
Oh, I like that. Because that was when I started doing the overseas joints. You know, I met them cats, man. I went over to Lyon, France to do a show. I did some shows with Folsom, the group from Long Beach, Folsom. And these cats, I was in Lyon, France. These cats came from Geneva, Switzerland. They drove from Geneva, Switzerland to France just to meet me. And I ended up, I jumped in the car with these motherfuckers and went back with them to Switzerland. You feel me? I told the homies in Lyon, look, man, I'm going to be gone for one day. You know, I'll be back tomorrow. I went to Geneva, Switzerland, made about another $7,000. You know what I mean? And came back to Lyon, France. You know what I mean? So them cats, man, solid, real solid dudes, man.
Right.
That's why I did so. I'm constantly doing little projects with them with overseas records.
Right. You've been in the game well over, I would say, 30 years. What's keeping Big Prodigy inspired to making music?
Man, just because I still feel like it's shit I need to do. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I done peaked out yet. You know, I feel like I still have yet to have that big joint. I ain't saying it's going to be me doing rapping on it, but, you know, even if it's just as a producer, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still loving this shit, bro. You know, until I stop loving it, I'm going to do it. You know, if I wake up one day and I'm not loving this shit, then I'll quit.
Right.
I'm still loving this shit, man. We got so much shit going on right now. I mean, I'm feeling real good. Everything's beautiful. You know?
So we're glad to have you still around. Can you catch us up on what you're currently working on and what we can look forward to in the future?
Okay, so right now, man, presently, if people don't know, y'all need to check out that we got a podcast called Gangsta Conversation. And that's on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 p.m. So that shit right there, we got that cracking. I'm only on the show on Fridays, though. Young Pride is at the helm Monday and Wednesday. Then Friday is me. We got that. Young Pride got some shit about to drop. We already shot the first video. His first single is called Residue. You know, we got another Hood Good affiliate. His name Dizzle. You know, we dropped a single on him. It's Tattoos. You know, we got another Hood Good affiliate, Mick Moti. He about to drop his joint coming from Compton. You know, we in the process of doing the South Central Cartel's documentary. The official. We already started filming that. So, you know, we're going to continue to do that. We're getting, you know, all the old footage and all that, all the people that was instrumental in helping us get our shit off the ground. So, we, you know, that's going to be a process, but we in the midst of doing that, man. And then, you know, we're going to top it off, man, toward the end of the year. We're going to do the South Central Cartel's last album. It's going to be called Cartelifornia.
Dope.
California, and it's gonna be a, you know, we're gonna document it, video it as we recording everything. So it's gonna be like a documentary involved with the motherfucking making of that album, man. You know,
Right.
So you know,
Like
we got a lot of shit going on, bro.
Absolutely. Like I said, you've been in the game well over 30 years. What does Big Prodigy consider his greatest achievements throughout the years?
You know what, man, and this might sound weird to motherfuckers. You know what my greatest achievement is? I'm still fucking here.
It's a
That's
great
my fucking
achievement.
greatest achievement. I'm still here, bro, because I done seen some shit. You know what I mean? Before the rap, after the rap. You know what I mean? And the fact that I'm still here talking to you, and the fact that you still want to talk to me right now. The fact that people still give a fuck even to want to know what's happening right now. To me, that's it. It don't get no better than that. Because I could be sitting in my house all fucked up. You know what I mean? At this point. You know, people not giving a fuck about what I'm doing. But people still be interested, man, because, you know, I try to be solid with cats. I try to keep it a buck with them. And, you know, if I'm not in a good mood, I won't say shit to you. But most of the time I'm talking. You know, most of the time I'm talking. You know, so
Right.
to me, man, just to be able to go through all that shit and also to get past that shit, like the anger, you know, mad at this motherfucker, wanting to kick the shit out of that mother. You know, I don't want to do nothing to nobody now. You know, I'm over all that shit. You know, whatever it was, you know what I mean? Because you can't hold, even if I was pissed off, say I was mad at Def Jam. That shit was in 90-7. Like, why am I still mad at that shit? Because if you can't get your shit together from 97 to 2021, you special. You special. You feel me? So, man, I'm just, you know, I'm good, man. You know, I feel blessed to be able to still be here. I still got my shit. I still got a studio. You know what I mean? Everybody good. I'm healthy. I'm not all fucked up. You know, and,
Right.
you know, God bless, rest in peace to everybody that's not here. Because, you know, we've lost some major ones. You know,
Right.
so man, anybody that's still here after 30 years, that's a major accomplishment.
Absolutely. Big Prodigy, I appreciate everything you've done for the culture. I thank you for spending this evening with us. Can you tell the fans your social media and where they can keep up with you in the future?
Yeah, man, Big Prodigy, Prodigy Hood. You know what I mean? Facebook, Prodigy Hood. Instagram, Big Prodigy, and anything official South Central Cartel. That's me. Anything you see in South Central Cartel, that's me over there.
Right.
I'm behind
Any
it.
last words for your supporters who've been down with you for over 30 years? Any last words for those
Yeah,
people?
man, the big words, man. I love y'all, man. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for hanging with your guy. You know what I mean? For sticking with your guy and for still rocking with your guy. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that, you know what I mean, that didn't cut a corner and disappear. You feel me? Man, I love y'all for sure.
Thank you so much. A big shout out to SJ, like I said, for putting this together.
Zen, what up, my guy?
Anything you need, Big Prodigy, I'm here. New music. Let's come back and kick it again.
Word.
This has been episode 133. I'm with the legendary Big Prodigy from South Central Cartel. I'm the journalist Sin-seer, and we're out of here. Thank you so much.
Word.
Peace.
All right, G.
Salute.
Salute.